Okay. Sitting down is very stable for us to be able to carve with, but naturally we want to carve here. That's bad because this is the triangle of death right here. Here inside the thighs is the arteries and veins, and most of which are very thin under the skin, and we're older and these ain't big, hard, strong muscles anymore, right? So a knife could slice in pretty easily. A slip and we're going to hit. But we want to be able to sit here and work on this stick and carve on it with our knife. And the tendency is to tuck, whether we like it or not, we're not thinking, we tuck our elbows and we bear down. Let me get up here and I'll demonstrate. Our tendency is to do this. We tuck our elbows and we do this and we start bearing down and it takes off. And the tip hits that leg or it slices into this leg. That's bad. That causes us all kinds of problems and may even cause us to, go to the undertaker because we're on blood thinners. So we want to avoid this. So what I recommend is a carving board. Now what this is just simply, this one is a 2x6, been cut to length. And also, let me lay my knife down. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I've taken my hammer and I've hit it just a couple times to make these little divots in it so that this is not just a smooth board. So I got something to put the wood onto so it doesn't slide off the board. I don't want it to be slick on the board either, see? So I want some sort of divot like that. I can slide, but that divot will catch and I can move the board. So I'm going to put this board out here across the top of my knees. Okay? Now when I get up here, I can put the tip of my the stick on there, grip it well, and be able to bear down and push away from me. See? Like this. To carve out things. At the same time, if I slip, my knuckles are going to hit that board rather than that knife hitting me. I've got a barrier. Now, should I put a string on this and hook it up under here and tighten my leg? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just drill a hole in either side and put a piece of paracord or something to hook it to your leg. And that way you can do it. By doing it with these different divots around here, like this divot right here, I can put the edge in right there, and I can do it kind of cross-handed like that. If I have to do it left-handed toward you, same way. I can do it like this, see. And I'm being safe because this board's going to stop it. I ain't got to worry about it. Now let's talk about the knife for a second. This is my big belt knife, my WC prototype everything. It's my first go-to, but maybe I'm not wanting to play with that today. Maybe I'm wanting to do something else. Really, for up close and personal like this, a smaller knife would be a better choice. So how about the neck knife, which is a little more compact, easier to handle in these closed spaces. And if I'm coming up here and I want to square this off, I can put my hand on the deck, see, and push away from me, like this, to carve away from me, like this. That way, butt of the knife, everything hits to there. There's nothing going to slip and get me. If I've got to bear down and get some power on it, I can't really do that well because this is in my way. Now if it wasn't in my way, I'd be doing this, wouldn't I? And right there's that leg. So I put this board here as a safety. I can anchor my hand and pull the stick toward me to make a point. Or if that knife jumps, board's in the way, it ain't gonna get me, see? Now even a small knife, if you're gonna be doing detail carving, some sort of small knife may be the way to go right here. Where I can actually lay the stick down, see, and bear down and push to make those V-cuts and stuff like that, just like this, and not have to worry if the knife slips, see. If it slips, I'm going into that. I'm not going to do me. So I can do notches like this. Real easy. All with just the addition of a simple board like this. Now, were I backpacking and I didn't want to do this, why not make one of these up by taking several pretty good size, like say 2-inch diameter green sticks and lashing them together to make something like this I can put across. It doesn't have to be a factory made board, but it needs to be something solid that if I slip, my knife is not going to go into me, it's going to go into that board. See, this allows me to use my upper body strength and build up my forearms, my arm, and my back by using it, by pushing away. So if I'm trying to do a point on this, I can lock my hand like this, lock my hand around my knee out here, see, and pull with my back muscles to shave it off a lot easier than I can to try to push it with this arm. I can hook like that and pull, and then when I go up on the board to try to do that 7-notch, I can bear down and rock and then cut into it. Bear down and rock and cut into it. That board being my safety stop and my work platform. Again, I can either make something like this out of, let's say, 2-inch green wood that I lash together on the ends to make something I can lay across my lap, or I can simply pick up a piece of firewood, or I can carry a board with me if I'm car camping to have something to carve on. Nice and easy. So, with a simple addition of some sort of safety here, I can lay across my lap. I can sit down and be in a better position to focus and concentrate on carving. So I don't have to worry so much about my balance, you know, getting off balance because I'm not paying attention. I can relatively safely carve stuff. You still have to use your head. Still got them fingers out there you got to keep an eye on. But as far as doing this in camp, sit there and do a tri-stick, something's going to take me a few minutes, you know, of carving tent pegs, of carving dingle sticks in order to be a pot lifter or a fire tool or something like that to use around camp. A hook to tie up to a tree so I can hang my haversack on. Any of those dingle sticks. And if you go back and look through my tips and tricks and down in Dirty Woodscraft stuff, you'll find where I point out several dingle sticks. And that was the term that was used on them back in the day by the Boy Scouts and stuff like that. And in English, it meant anything I fabricate from the woods in camp to use in camp, and then I'm not taking with me when I go. Like a tent stake, like a pot hook, things like that. But if we're not daily exercising to build up the hands, the arms, the back, and that kind of precision control that we'd need to be able to use a knife up close like that and not risk hurting ourselves, a safety board is a good idea. And whenever you're planning on teaching those grandkids, safety board is a great idea for them so they don't do the same thing to them. Putting their forearms on that board to carve out here in front of them, they can't come back and hook their legs. Laying it up there and carving onto that board, even better. Keeps them also from carving up the picnic tables and stuff like that whenever you're trying to teach them and they just lay it down and go to sawing on to it, don't they? That's okay. We love them anyway. Hope you've enjoyed this content, Silver Wolves, and there'll be more content coming. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.